Oh my bad. Give me 1 second, y'all. I have to do something before I end up starting the live stream. I always forget. And yesterday I didn't get copyrighted for showing the Corsia course. So I think what I'm going to do is probably, I'm not going to show it like throughout the entire thing, but I'm probably going to show some glimpses and just, I guess, continue from there and just see how far I could really push it without it being flagged, which I don't think it should be flagged because it's kind of like it is a free course. So it's weird to even want to, to flag it. Let me see if I can find my Corsia. But it's weird to even want to flag it, but I guess because technically it's a course that some people pay for. But it's like you could really just I'm not sure. I don't think it has to go to that length. Now let me real quick post on my story that I'm live right now, or at least put the link so that if people want to join live right now. And then Bammers. And then that is perfect. And oh my goodness, people have been texting me. I haven't even noticed. Give me 1 second. There's a couple messages that actually, you know what? I'll respond to these messages later. Or actually, it's not that. It should be quick. So it's just because someone's messaging me about my thumb. Because I ended up posting a picture on live. I mean, on my thing that like because I think I already told y'all as well, but I don't know if y'all were there previously. Let me real quick open up my chat on my phone just in case if y'all are just chilling here rocking with me and I'm missing like comments. If not, just want to make sure. And the sound sounds good. Hey, what is up, Sum? What is up? P4I. I don't know which one to call you, Sum or P4I. How are you? Someone said if I have a Discord, it would be easier for the talk. They documented a 60-day journey of me learning to type on YouTube. Oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Real quick, I'm gonna send my Discord in a bit because I can't send it right now. I'm kind of busy. It hurts like hell. Perfect. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a little bit of showing the screen and then not. You said, how's my thumb? My thumb still hurts like crazy. Literally like crazy. It's one of the worst, like, man, it's one of the worst feelings that you could have when it comes to hurting yourself. I'm like, bruh, I don't know how people go through it. I honestly, that's why I keep saying I don't think it's a sprain, like the urgent care was trying to say. And I get what they were trying to say because, oh wait, now for some reason this camera ain't working. Give me 1 second because I want to jump ship to this camera, but it won't work for some reason. Oh, because they changed the code. I don't know why. Give me 1 second, gotta get this code. But yeah, so it's like, it's one of the worst pains I've ever been through. And it's not like constant, but it's really if I try to just use my thumb. And if you realize if you're thumbless, like try to do something while being thumbless, like you ultimately get screwed. Let me see real quick the new intermission screen. Oh, I forgot to share virtual camera. Let's see if that's working. There we go. Now we got this set up. Now we got this set up. I kind of want to. Should I put it to where chat is over here? I'm not sure. Let me put day 5 down here. Well, first of all, it's not even day 5. We're on day 6. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I have to definitely. I'm planning on tomorrow for Monday. I believe I'm gonna just go to. I'm gonna have to go to the hospital because I don't think they gave me anything. Like they should have done more for me. I think they should have done an X-ray. My thumb, it legitimately feels like it's low-key dislocated, but I feel like if anything, it's probably like a partial dislocation. I think the brace hurt my thumb even more, but I could try to show y'all, but it's like it's not that it's hard to show. It's hard to show. But it's like one of the worst pains ever. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Says lie, it's not the worst, it's over exaggeration. No man, I'm telling you, like I haven't been through anything this like well, I haven't like broke a bone before, but I'm really considering the fact that I think I fractured it. Like I think it was a minor fraction and then like right here is a big bone. Like that's why I'm like I don't get why they didn't do an x-ray because I think my finger is fractured. But I mean, we'll see. After I ice it and I do stuff, like I literally can't use my thumb. Like I can't use my hand. Like sometimes I could do certain things, but if you told me to like lift this laptop up with just this hand, it would be done for. So how far did I end up getting? Because they wouldn't let me highlight anything. So I'm gonna be jumping from both screens. They wouldn't let me highlight anything, but I really wanted to. Yeah, I don't know why it's being like weird about what I could highlight now. That's so corny. Well, because technically you could do it in notes. Let me see. Yeah, they won't let me highlight no more. Well, I guess that's fine. And then one more thing. How far did I get? I put abstraction. This is why I wish they would let me highlight so I could see where I was. The concept of abstraction. The steering wheel. I wrote something about a steering wheel. Pedals, maybe a gear stick. Engages underneath the hood. Might be completely different. This is the essence of abstraction. Okay, so that's where I'm at. Oof, I was like, bruh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. But no, yeah, and that's why I'm utterly upset that I should have pushed for them to do an x-ray. And I know that this urgent care, they have an x-ray, but I was really like, obviously at the end of the day, I would pray for it to be a sprain. You said, what's that in the back hanging? Um, if you're talking about like clothes, I have clothes hanging. Don't say that, bro. You're gonna scare the hell out of me. But no, yeah. I don't know. What else? Don't scare me now. Hey, that got me. But might be completely different. This is the essence of abstraction. Let me see. Completely different essence of abstraction. Bro, you got me scared as hell. You said no. No to what? Are you talking about my necklaces? Talking about like over here? Well, actually, I wouldn't even know how to do it on camera. Exact back on the wall. So you're talking about like over here, like these necklaces? They are some necklaces. Says essence of abstraction. And this is abstraction hides the complexity by providing a common interface. Okay, so yeah, right now what we're studying, because I came on last night. I don't know if everybody was able to be there last night. Um, but I think I finished my binary assignment, but it was more like a practice assignment, so they allow you to like redo and stuff like that. They gave me a trick question, they got me on one of them, but I was able to redo it and able to get what I got 100 on it. But I'm scared because we're kind of close to like the module one actual like graded assignment, which is a 50-minute assignment. So I really got to make sure that before I take that test that I'm actually like educated on what they're gonna end up asking me. And I do take a lot of notes, so I'm like, I think I'm gonna ace the test. But if they try to give me a trick question, I'm gonna be a little bit like stunned. You said, damn, so many? No, yes. I think I have enough to fit perfectly like on that. But I want to get more. I want to get more. But they have some good necklaces, like especially the necklaces where you could like put a photo in there. Like I love those type of necklaces, or like a letter. Oh my goodness. So this is providing a common interface. But yeah, so sorry, I'm still stuck on my thumb because it's kind of like saddening because like I'm so mad because every time I was working at that job and my it was so funny because my partner kept telling me like, "Oh, don't work too hard." He said I thought this would be a Bible study stream because it's Sunday. No, yeah, I'm going to be doing my Bible study stream after this. So I'm going to probably be doing it maybe a little bit later. I would probably say like 6 or 7. Just cuz I feel like I do it too early in the day. So I wanted to get at least a little bit of studying in, and then I'll be doing my Bible study stream, which I cannot wait to do. I love doing the Bible study streams. It's amazing. I got to get into that Bible. Cannot wait, but I just wanted to do it a little bit later today. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay on doing this because I do have some errands that I need to run, but I got to get to that as well. So we're still talking about the common interface. We don't need to know how it works underneath the hood. Oh wait, did I already write that? Wow, so I think I just rewrote a bunch of stuff. But listen, that's okay. Sometimes when we rewrite it, we understand. It's just because the website won't let me won't let me highlight no more. So we have a mouse and a keyboard we can use to interact with it. Thanks to the abstraction, the average computer user doesn't have to worry about the technical details. We'll use this under the hood metaphor throughout the program underlying implementation of technology. What? They gave me too much. It says, I'm seeing a white dressed woman looking at you from their clothes stand. Hey, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. I'll run, bro. I'll straight up run. So I would just to start a small business parallelly because a career in tech is not so secure, but still good to see you work hard. Keep it up, kiddo. I actually think it depends on which career you're trying to get to in tech is what makes it secure. Um, but I feel like for me, like I mainly want to get to network engineering, but then at this specific job, they also have cybersecurity. So my goal is to really get into there, like cybersecurity, but network engineering isn't bad. Like that's like a backup goal. But if it's like I would prefer to get into cybersecurity because if you could get into cyber, that right there is secure. Like you're perfectly fine, and literally you can just continue to just go from different cyber jobs, going here, going there. Also, too with tech, you can make it a side business and fix phones, fix laptops, repairs. So I'm like, tech can go a long way if you know how to use it. So in computing, we use abstraction to make very simple problems. Okay, so this is probably where I need to write my next note. As of right now, by the way, y'all, we are learning about abstraction, and we're going to be, I guess, with abstraction is trying to tell me that this is what we use in place of the, not in place, but it's talking about like the zeros and ones of computers. And I guess it's saying that technically we do perform the zero and ones, but that it's like they use this term of abstraction. So it's like with using the mouse, using the keyboard, typing, it's doing zero and ones, but it's not what we see. It gets translated into something that we can understand. Something like that. Probably one of the worst explanations ever. But it still is very helpful for me. I said what I said. I stand on it. Well, actually, the way they define this is we use abstraction to make a very complex problem, like how to make computers work easier to think about. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. No, yes. I don't know why they said it like that unless this translation is a little bit off, but I was like, what the hell did they just say? Oh, but no, yeah. So I keep complaining about my hand because it actually really hurts in everything that I do. Like just the other day, I was folding clothes, y'all, and my thumb hurts. Like imagine any movement. Well, honestly, it's anything you do with your hands, but any movement to where it involves me having to move my thumb is just in severe pain. And then like even if I try to just use these four fingers, the fact that something, let's say something heavy is pulling it down while this is going up, mm-mm. By far one of the worst pains I've ever felt in my life. And that's why I keep saying I think it's either a minor fracture, a minor ligament tear, or it's a minor dislocation. It's one or the other because the way that it's feeling, it's not no damn sprain. Like I've had a sprain before, not in my finger, but like a sprain in my ankle. And like I was able to deal with that. The way that my thumb feels, yes, I could deal with it, but I'd be wanting to cry at random moments because I'm just like, damn, I can't use my hand. It'd be sad. It says, what up, gang? How are y'all doing? Hey, what is up, Mr. Robot? How are you? Subtraction is hiding unnecessary details like information user don't give a F about. Yes. And then that's when it was talking about the zeros and ones. So like me typing a chat, but internally it's 0 and 1. Yes. I know, isn't that crazy? Like I actually thought it was more or less like behind the scenes. And then it kind of just like translated. But I guess technically that is what it is, actually. I just said it. We don't, never mind. I pretty much gave it. So describe single concept. So I'm assuming with the 50-minute quiz that I'm gonna have to take soon. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to it today, but if anything, I kind of want to make sure I really study before I take that quiz because it's an actual graded assignment that will go towards the certification, the IT support certification, which I want to only get that because for one, I don't know the fundamentals of a computer, but then two, this can give me a discount on the CompTIA A plus, and then I could like ace and get up in there. So should I am back, sister? Hey, what is up? Hey, what's up, Seven? So you pull the muscle. That's what you're thinking. They told me that it was like maybe it could be a pull muscle as well. I don't know. It's one of the most painful things, man. And I really think by tomorrow, because I've been icing it, I've been putting hot water on it, like doing everything that the doctors have been saying or the urgent care has been saying. And what they told me is that in 3 days, if this bone right here, because right now I know y'all can't see it on camera. Oh, maybe you can. But right now, right here, my bone is popped out, and then right here, my bone is popped out as well. So they said that if it doesn't go down in 3 days, to then go back and get an x-ray. But what pisses me off about that is that when it comes to like doctor offices. Well, I'm probably gonna go. I feel like I'd rather go to the hospital. But what's annoying about that is that that's gonna take a long time. But if I go to urgent care, all they're gonna do is take my money again because I already had to pay $50 to get this. So now what? I'm gonna have to pay another $50 to go back in and to then get an x-ray for however much if my insurance doesn't cover it. So I'm like, or if it doesn't cover all of it. So I'm like, bruh, the fact that I gotta pay for this is insane. So I'm pissed. I should have forced them to give me an X-ray because it literally looks the same. Like it looks like nothing has gotten better. And I've been icing it. I've been doing everything. I'm on day 2 though of coming from urgent care, but this is 5 days since this happened, and I was icing it the whole time. So it's like for it to still look like this after almost a week. I don't know, y'all. I do not know. And I honestly thought I could sleep it off, so I tried to go to sleep one of these days, and it's like I feel like every time I wake up, it hurts more. So I don't know if I'm sleeping a certain way, but it's just crazy. You said, did you hear about the UPS layoffs? Oh yes, the UPS layoffs and the Amazon layoffs, man. That is sad. It's sad what's going on. Hopefully, I don't even know, man. Like that's tough. That's tough. I wish that wasn't happening to people, but hey, I actually wondered why are they doing it? Are they doing it for like a budget cut? Another simple abstraction in an IT role that you might see a lot is error messages. Okay, so I gotta take that note. I wish they would let me like highlight this. I don't know why they're doing so much. Computing word world? Oh, computing world. Okay, my bad. But no, yeah, like it's crazy. I'm assuming it's probably a budget cut though, but that's still insane and like terrible to be doing to people. And I wonder, is it people who've been working there for years, or is it like more or less like the newer people? But that has to suck to possibly be, staying at a company and then your job is just up for grabs and then you don't even know if that's it, right? Like they can probably just hop in and do a whole nother budget cut just for like for whatever reason. And it's like that's scary to know that you felt like you had like a stable career somewhere and then they just started playing with you, doing all these cuts, man. But that's how, like I said, like I wanted to get into IT and get into because I know IT help desk and IT support, those positions are replaceable. But if you can land like a network engineering role, I think that is less replaceable. And not saying like you can't lose your job. I'm just saying that it's like people need there's networks everywhere, and you're gonna need somebody to sit there and run these networks. So it's like in the end, I feel like you if you get into the networking side of things and or even into the cybersecurity side of things, I think you're kind of stable where you would be at. But currently, right now, I do have a very stable job. The only thing is that, well, so far, because I'm afraid that at some point it's probably going to get messed with. But so far, it's a very stable job. But just in case if it starts getting messed with, I want to make sure that I'm prepared, which is why I'm trying to pursue this IT. He says, yep, to have money to invest in AI. That's it. Crazy. Crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot that's what they were doing because they're bringing like they want to do yeah, that's insane. I forgot about that. But granted, with Amazon though, I don't know about USP. I mean UPS, but with Amazon, they really don't like it's really a lot of like handsy stuff. So I kind of figured they would have done that for Amazon because you don't have to do nothing. You just kind of like stand around and just like open boxes, put stuff in, close it, put a label on it. Like Amazon, I kind of figured that you don't really need workers for that. They kind of overhired anyway because it was never even that big of a deal, and they already had robots kind of like bringing them their mail anyway. So it's like I kind of already figured that that was gonna happen. Now the only thing that we would have to do is obviously number one is try to learn how to work with AI. That's why I keep saying if you're someone who knows how to like deal with these machines, or because they're technically machines, well, it depends on what you call AI, because I'm assuming that for Amazon they're probably going to bring in things that are like robots, but it just sorts the mail itself. And I'm saying in the end some of those are probably going to break, so you're going to need someone who knows how to fix it. And that's why I keep saying like tech is probably the best thing you could do, but only in the sense of learning the hardware and probably fixing things, because then you will forever have a job. Because as soon as like one of these robots or one of these AI things start doing stuff, there's gonna need to be somebody there to fix it. Whether that's a coder, because I'm sure AI is probably gonna be coded into, or if it's like a robot machinery thing that's like doing the work for you, it needs to be fixed or designed or created, like engineered. So it's like those are probably the best jobs to start trying to get or look into now, so that you could work with it when AI or a robot starts trying to make its way in. You said I'm not even willing to put efforts into jobs like there is no security. No, seriously, honestly. But that's why I keep saying like I feel like the best bet is really to do what would work for AI. Because in the end, AI is coming. I don't think it's coming as soon as people think, even though they are doing that. I feel like I don't think it's gonna be a big massive AI shift in the next 5 years. Like I'm thinking maybe like 15, but it's debatable, right? Who knows? But that's why I feel like we just need to learn how to do things for AI, because AI is gonna come, and if you want to avoid it, then you're just gonna get left behind and then not, you're not gonna find a job anywhere for real. So it's like if you really want to make sure that you're set, make sure you're learning what you gotta learn. So this has been abstracted out for us already in the form of, where the hell am I? Oh, of an error. I'm like, what the hell? Of an error message. Period. And then we got symbol error message, like file not found. Let me see if I could see that. Oh, okay. Symbol, or did he say simple? Hold on, let me put the volume up, because sometimes it has like these weird words. Okay, symbol. Okay, sorry. I didn't know what he meant. So simple error message actually tells us a lot of information and saves us time to find a solution. Oh, that's great. I actually didn't know. I always wondered like how do they kind of know based on an error message what the hell is going on. So symbol error, because that's why like I honestly think like help desk positions and maybe even like a little bit of IT support positions, ones that don't involve like hands on, I could see that being taken over by AI at some point. But like I said, all that hands-on stuff, all that networking stuff, there's no way they're gonna leave that to AI. Like that, I mean, maybe the network being on network could be, I mean, whatever. I said on network. Maybe the network being on and running could possibly be directed by AI, but I feel like that takes probably takes too much. But who knows? Even so, the goal is trying to beat AI. No, I'm just kidding. The goal is trying to win the race because AI is coming. But no, it's definitely something, man. It's definitely something. And shoot, if everything goes to hell, I mean, if everything goes to like crap or whatever, at the end of the day, at least for me, I feel like I'm pretty much just chilling, because it's like if life goes to crap, then I'll just be with Jesus. I'll just be with Jesus soon anyway. Either with him coming soon or with me dying because of me not having enough money. I'm gonna be with God. So for me, I feel like it doesn't really bother me, or it doesn't really scare me in a way. Plus, I also feel like I just would know where to fit in if push came to shove. I think I would just find something. But that's just because I be having a lot of faith like in myself. Well, sometimes I do. I don't know, because sometimes I be feeling like I don't have faith in myself at all. But I be having a lot of faith that I'll figure something out anyway. But currently, with having a stable job now and making good decisions so far moving forward, I'm like, I think I would know how to navigate with certain things like that happening. And it really just happens to be, when will it happen? That's really just the fear. But then also too, I wouldn't care like if I had to, like, let's say everything was really going to crap and AI is really entering things. I wouldn't care to have to like completely transition and be like, you know what? Let me go to like healthcare, because healthcare is damn near permanent. So it's like, I mean, I've seen like certain hospitals fire certain like nurses or whatever, but it's like there's always a hospital and there's always a clinic. There's always people who are going to need medical attention. That is like, I wouldn't care if I really had to transition. Like, let's say AI bursted through the doors and there was nowhere to go. I'm like, bro, I would literally become a nurse. Or not a nurse. I would probably start in like a different position because I think they have like a lot of positions where you can just kind of go in without any certifications, and then eventually you can go to like trade schools and get pretty good for sticking to like a specific study. Like you could do x-rays, you could do hearts, like EKGs, stuff like that. So I'm like, I wouldn't mind having to go that route if push came to shove, because but tech is what I want. It's a passion, but I know I can learn anything I put my mind to. That would be a whole nother series. Shoot. Be like, AI entered the picture, I'm going to healthcare. I'll be screaming. He said, well, tell about Amazon thing. Like, what exactly happens? Order is stored and robot goes to shelf and picks it up. Tell in details never heard before. You're planning to go everywhere. I mean, I feel like I wouldn't care to go anywhere. That's the problem. I just prefer to go the route I would want to. But obviously, if that wasn't able to happen, then that's not able to happen. So with Amazon, the reason why I know about Amazon is because I've seen people who, I knew people who actually work there. And I think one time I was on FaceTime with somebody and I was able to see that it was like a machine would literally like bring them. I forgot what it was. I could be getting it incorrect because this was about 2 years ago, but I think the machine was bringing them like mail. And so they would take, or no, it was either it was bringing them mail or it was bringing the mail that they taped together somewhere. It might have been bringing them mail, I'm not sure. But it would bring them something, then they would know based on a number, like based on a number here, and then I guess based on the box here, they would have to pull the box out, put whatever that is inside of the box. The based on that popping up on the screen, it's like a printer would come out with what it where it was supposed to go and what item was supposed to be inside of it. So then you would put that sticker on top, then you would wrap it in the Amazon, tape. I probably said that completely backwards. Put it inside, put the tape, then put the sticker, and then you put it on the robots for it to take it somewhere. Or you would put it on the shelf and like climb up a ladder, put it on a shelf, come back down. Something like that. So it's like they already kind of implemented robots, but I wonder how much they're really gonna end up doing. So now I just ended up completing one of the courses, so that ends up finishing one of my, or almost finishing one of my mini goals, which is to get through 3 lessons. So that's pretty good. Now, oh damn, my chat is kind of huge. What the hell? Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking the other day. Actually, you can barely see it. Can I put like a background on this? Like what the hell? Oh yeah, right here. Well, it says background color, but then because this is text color, this is background color, but you can't even like adjust it. The hell? That's weird. Hmm. I guess that's fine, y'all. It's just gonna have to look like that. I'm sure you guys probably don't mind. And if you do, I'm sorry about that. Oh damn, did I delete the chat? I accidentally deleted everything. Great. All right, we're 30 minutes deep. So now we finished one course. We finished the abstraction course, and we're going to be getting into the computer architecture course, which is going to be pretty lit. Let me go and jump cameras. Just want to test to see if eventually, would I ever get copyrighted for showing the screen? So far, I haven't. I feel like maybe if I played the video, but I don't plan on playing it. But I know sometimes even doing an image like this could throw it off. But let's just see how this works. Says that's what these guys want. People have some room to work. I just hate these guys. No, yeah, no. It's crazy. Cause that's why the problem is like it really isn't the jobs. It's the people who are making AI. Like, cause they're clearly the ones where, they have that dream. They want to like sell this whole AI thing because they know that if they do, they'll get hella money. They themselves will be rich, but in the end, it's gonna hurt a bunch of people who aren't ready for it. And I think that's very, it's very disheartening. But in the end, for me at least, my peace is knowing that Jesus is coming back soon. And if not as soon as I believe, then it's like, then we'll just die. I'll probably die anyway because let's say I don't have a job or anything. It's shit, like things just aren't working. Then it's like, boom. At least if I were to die, I would still be with Jesus anyway. So it's like, that's really my hope, the way that the world is going. But we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll all kind of adjust and then it's going to be like, wow, we were so scared back in 2025. And then like in 2035, we're like, it was never that deep. Who knows? We'll see. We will see. So, y'all can see the, oh, I'm forgetting y'all can see the screen. I'm looking over here. So it says in the last video, I mentioned that people don't need to understand how computers work for them. I hate that I can't underline. What the hell? Whatever. Oh no, he needs to stop talking. Because abstraction makes things simpler, which is true. So he said that's technically true, but since you're stepping into the world of IT, you do need to understand these layers. Okay, understood. Can I highlight, please? You do need to understand the layers of a computer and how they work. It's essential that you understand how the different pieces interact so you can resolve any issues that may arise. All right, let me take a note of that. Even though this isn't really teaching me anything, it's kind of giving me like tips about what the job will look like a little bit. And like I said, I don't even really know what the job looks like. It's just something that I feel like I love computers and I really just want to pursue it completely. I really want to get into a network engineering role, man. I really do. But I don't know, that dude coming in earlier talking about it's not stable, like he kind of got me thinking, like, is it not stable? Who said it? Oh yeah, because he said a career in tech. But granted, I don't know if he was really paying attention to the title, because I know some people, they come here and then they like still like remember me from web dev, so then they'll say things like that and I'm like, okay, they're talking about web dev. But if he's talking about literally me trying to become like a network engineer and how that's not stable, that's kind of scary, because I don't know, I've been looking into it. It seems like a pretty stable like career to me. It just seems that as though that some people really expect to just kind of rise up in a company without putting in the work. So maybe there's some stories that are poor when it comes to like IT support, but or not specifically IT support, because I know that's something is like I don't even want to leave my job until I land a network role, because I know that's where like the cheese is, but also too that's where the stability is. So then now it's like I'm dummy petrified. I'm dummy petrified. Don't ruin my dreams now. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, if you're still in there, definitely if you could explain what you were talking about when you said that. But I feel like he probably left based on the way that he texted. By the way, if y'all are new here, man, make sure you end up hitting that subscribe button. Come join me on this journey. I will be going live every single day to um learn web dev. Wow. For me to learn IT support and get this IT support certification, basically just learning the fundamentals of a computer pretty much. And this is just really what I've just been doing. It's just simply taking some notes. Let me go pause this, jump back, because I don't want to stay too long. I need to have like keys to where I don't have to do that so y'all could see the screen. That's like so awkward. So it says they may. Oh, wait, what the hell? How did I lose my spot? Again, why is he talking? So he has the operating system, allows hardware to communicate. That's why sometimes playing the screen is better, because they don't really have that. Because abstraction makes things simpler for us, that's technically true, but since you're stepping to the world of IT, okay, I already read that. Oh, right here. Okay, so computer can be cut into four main layers. So we got hardware, the operating system, software, and users. Okay, I like that. I like that. And then we're gonna get into what each of these are: the hardware layer, the software. Okay, that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. So, oh, I guess that is the point of the computer architecture, is what we're getting at. So, how am I gonna write this? I guess I'm gonna go into here. But yeah, man, this like entire journey, because my thing is I feel like I'm just so fast forwarded in my head all the way until like next year. Like I feel like I just know everything that I want to do and everything I want to get into. And currently at this moment, I feel like sometimes it's hard for me to always tell myself like you're doing enough. I feel like I always feel like there's just more that I could do. But in the end, what more could I really do? Like I feel like I am doing enough. I'm not, sitting around trying to do nothing. I'm trying to build things, for my future. One, but then two, I show up to work every day. I'm making sure that my bills are paid. I'm making sure that I'm saving. I'm making sure that all these things are being done. I have an apartment, a roof over my head, I have a car that I pay for. And it's like sometimes in my head, looking at those things, it's like, it's not that I'm ungrateful for it, but I just feel like, damn, I should be doing more. I should be already at this position, doing this thing, doing that thing. And it's like, no, that's just not, for one, it's just not realistic. And two, I feel like if I started earlier in my life, like let's say I stayed trying to get my computer science degree, I think I just would have been in hella debt. I think I wouldn't have understood it, that I would have been one of those people who came out of school just thinking, "Oh, I have this computer science degree," thinking I was going to land a job, not knowing that you need to put more work behind it. So, in my head, I don't regret anything that I've done, which is why I'm like, why can't I just accept that what I'm doing is enough? Like what more do I want myself to do? And it's just so weird because even when I have downtime, it's like I get on myself. I'm like, no, like you shouldn't be watching this movie. You shouldn't be watching this show. You shouldn't be playing this game. You should be studying. You should be doing this, doing that. But I could have studied literally all day just trying to give myself a break and I just can't take it. And I'm like, bruh, I don't know what's wrong with me. But I just feel like if I'm not grinding, then I'm doing something wrong. But in the end, it's like I am grinding. I'm doing everything that I could do. Even shoot, I'm even trying to work on side hustles, like with the web dev stuff, I'm trying to work on that side hustle. I still have been doing stuff behind the scenes. I'm filming a video today, which hopefully should come out today, if not tomorrow. But I'm filming a video literally on that whole entire topic of me getting my certification, which I'm really close to getting. And then I'm still doing the web dev. I still want to make that into a side hustle. And then YouTube is able to be a side hustle as well because I just got it monetized. It's not monetized through ads yet. Like I do get ads, but YouTube just takes whatever the hell that makes, which isn't that much. But the point is that I'm this close to like finally monetizing on YouTube, which allows, it's the same thing with web dev. It's like it's not like I'm making money automatically, but I just have to work towards making the money through web dev. And then it's like the same thing with YouTube. Like eventually through AdSense, you just got to work towards trying to make the money through there. So in my head, I've made two possibilities of side hustles and I just need to basically execute on both of them. And I think that's just pretty cool for where I'm at as a person. And it's like, why can't I just give myself that? Why can't I just be like, you ate, you did that? But sometimes, man, it's just hard to give myself like a round of applause. I want to make sure I write down this because this is talking about the hardware layer. Which I swear on everything, I put my sharpener in my pocket, and then ever since I did that, I lost it. And I'm like, I mean, maybe I could have put it in the kitchen, but I don't think so because I cleaned the kitchen. I don't know, man. I lost my sharpener. I'm gonna have to run through these pencils then. Cause I hate writing with pencils, but I just haven't been to the store. Or even when I do go to the store, it's like I'm not thinking of that. Cause I just remembered I went to CVS and we got orange juice and then we got like toothpaste, which is a weird combination, but we needed to get that for someone because they were feeling sick and I guess they also ran out of toothpaste. So it was a weird combination, but it makes sense. All right, so now we're finishing the hardware layer. So these are objects you can physically hold in your hand. So I want to point up here to make sure that that is known that that was the hardware layer. It says in the next lesson, you will learn all the components of a computer and how they work. It says you'll even be able to build your own computer by the end of this module. What? Bro, I'm about to buy me a computer at this point. I mean, computer. Because did I build it? Like, what the hell? I'm about to buy me, what is it called? A hardware to build a computer at this point. Shoot. So that's pretty nice. It says you'll be able to even build one. Wow. Well, let's see. Build a computer. I'm just going to write that on the side. I might actually take my time and possibly look into that. Maybe, well, I was thinking more in the future, but it probably wouldn't be best for me to kind of do it more or less when I'm ready. So it's saying the operating system. So here allows hardware to communicate with the system. So now, let me write that down. So we have the operating system. And this is the communication between hardware to the system. Okay. I want to learn like everything that I could really learn about a computer. For some reason, I don't know what is so interesting to me about it. But that's why to me it's like I feel like that dude's comment earlier, unless like he could elaborate, I feel like it just doesn't make sense because how could getting a job in tech be unstable if technology is everywhere? Like, I know maybe it's unstable to like climb up in a career, but then that's why you should quit and then go to another job. Well, probably get the other job first that's probably offering more first before really quitting, because you also don't know if you could land that job or if you will even like it. But in my head, it's like if there's going to be tech everywhere, if you learn about tech, how to build it, how to fix it, the hardware, the operating system to every piece of technology, you should have somewhere to like be. This allows hardware to communicate with the system. Okay, what's next? So the operating system. Oh, so they did write that. Hardware is created by many different manufacturers, so the operating system allows them to be used. Oh, okay, hold on. Actually, I wasn't gonna underline that, but I guess that makes sense. The operating system allows them to be used with our system regardless of where it came from. So in the next few lessons, you'll learn about the major operating systems that we use today, and you'll be able to understand all of the underlying components. By the end of these lessons, it's like, you just teach me? By the end of these lessons, you'll have a strong grasp on this. Okay, so then let me not write that down because that doesn't make sense. We'll learn about major operating systems. Okay, maybe I'll write down this all the way up into that, because why did they just say that? You said, why was you using recorded lives? Back in like when I was doing the 12-hour live streams, I was doing that because I just felt like it was helpful. I wanted to see, literally the biggest reason why I was doing it was for multiple reasons. But I'll say number one is that I wanted to see when was my audience the most active, because I feel like in my head, and I was right too. The most active you guys have always been is 6 p.m. and or like 5 to 6 p.m. And what's tough about that and knowing that is that that is around the time that I work. But I wanted to see for a while to be like, okay, so you know, um, where are they more active so I could just see how I can move about this. But then there's nothing I could really do. I was hoping that it would have been 12, but it wasn't. So I was like, ugh, unless I decided to do pre-recorded live streams in the morning and then release them at 6, I'm like, maybe that would work. But then the problem was is that I couldn't do that, which is what I wanted to do. But I couldn't do that because I wouldn't be at my laptop. So then the 12-hour study streams became a thing, because then I was like, this would be easier for me because then I could click it on before I go to work, then click it off after I get out of work, because I told you I work 12-hour shifts. So I'm like, that's why sometimes it'll be like 14 hours because I'll be running late, like coming home. But that was the only way I could do it instead of doing it right at 6 because I'm not at my laptop. But then what I learned is that there's some people who do 12-hour live streams and they actually do it just like that, where they have like maybe a video recorded for 3 hours, and then they'll put the next video, probably wear the same clothes, do another 3 hours, and they're looping it for 12 hours, and it kind of builds like a community where people can come and study, which I thought was beautiful, because that is technically the point of my live streams. It's just more or less now, the difference with mine was that it was a little bit more interactive, which is why I'm back again doing it interactive, because I love talking to y'all. I love yapping it up with y'all. Um, which I think is just I just love talking to y'all. So I knew I wasn't gonna do it for too long, but I did like giving you guys like a space to be able to study. And I know some of you guys probably used it, some of y'all probably didn't. Um, but it was definitely helpful, and I would get views on it, so I know people liked it. And I kind of plan on doing it again, but I'm probably gonna do it maybe next week, because I'm trying to see like, how is my IT professional live streams coming? Are they doing well? Are they doing worse than the web dev ones? And so far, it looks like they're not doing as well as I would have hoped that they would do. But like I said, it's still the fact that I'm uploading at a time that people are sleeping. So then it's like, or people are sleeping or working or going to school. So I'm like, I can't tell if it's something that people just don't want to see, or is it something that people can't make it to. Like, they just can't attend because I'm posting at such a weird time. But that's like my thoughts really that have came from this. But the 12-hour live stream was really just to help like me figure out where is my audience. I found out they're at 5 and 6. Can't really upload then, so that's kind of crappy. But at least I know where they're at. And then 2, it was a nice little study space for some people, which I plan on eventually bringing back though. Says you'll have a strong grasp on the major components for operating systems like Android or Windows, and use that knowledge to navigate operating system. Okay, perfect. So That's another thing I want to end up writing down here as well. Write this down. A strong grasp. But yeah, but the only but also too, because I was noticing that there's other people who do like the pre-recorded content and they'll like make it live and do like the 12-hour live stream thing, if that's what you're talking about. Um and it's so strange because it's like people would point it out for other people, but then it's like whether it's a live or not, it's still a study space anyway. But I guess maybe it could probably make people think like, oh, they're actually studying for 12 hours and maybe that's where it could be like this feels like a lie. But then that's why in my comments I decide or in my description and in the comments I would decide to like write that it wasn't live, or I would put like something like this is pre-recorded content or live for the first hour and then looped after. And so I just kind of figured, and then normally when people would ask, I would just say yeah, because I personally don't care to expose that. There's other YouTubers who do it and they don't want that to be exposed, that like, oh, this isn't live, or it's content that they probably recorded months ago and then they're just replaying it over and over. And to other people it seems new, but it's like normally when it comes to those study sessions, it's not live normally, I would say. So it says navigate any operating systems. So then now we're getting to the software layer. So the software layer, oh, I keep forgetting that. I should probably write this a certain way, but it's okay. So we have the hardware layer, the operating system. Now we're getting to the software layer, which is how we as humans interact with our computer. So that's going to be pretty scary. Damn, my thumb hurts bad, man. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, man, my thumb hurts. Hey, what is up, Sum? So we're doing software layer. And yes, so how we as humans interact with our computers. A perfection. We got that there. And then last but not least, we got when you use a computer, you're given a vast amount of software that you interact with, whether it's a mobile app or web browser. Later in this course, they just keep telling me later. Later in this course, we'll learn how software is installed into different types. The last layer may not seem like it's a part of the system, but it's essential. Okay, so they just gave me like a brief like understanding of software, of the software layer, but they didn't go into detail. So then that was kind of strange, but hey, I guess that's perfectly fine. So with the software layer, when you use a computer, you're given a vast amount of software to interact with. So we can go with that. I'm assuming is software like the applications, like clicking on Google, going here, or is software something completely different? Is it just anything that's on the screen that we could touch? Not sure. I'm not sure, but I guess maybe we'll learn. Let me see what he says as he talks, because I want to see if they show stuff on the screen, because sometimes that could be a little bit helpful when they show like a graph or they show something. But I don't think that's what they're doing right now at all. But I cannot wait to get this video out for this channel. I mean for this I think it's for me getting my certification. I haven't got it yet, y'all, but I'm so close. I literally have one more course to do. And the course that I do plan on getting into is, I think it has about 100 like lessons, but you know, when those ones with those ones it goes by pretty fast. And obviously in those ones too, they're trying to teach you something new. So I kind of saved that one for last. So now I'm finally on the last course for the JavaScript certification that I'm trying to get, which I honestly think I could finish it today, depending, but I think I should be able to finish it today. And when I do finish it, man, that's gonna be super sick. And then the last thing I gotta do is make 5 projects, which I want to make a video on each project. But we're gonna see how it goes because I'm not sure. I feel like when it's coming to my web dev content, I don't know if I should drag it out a little bit more while still, of course, like on live stream learning IT support, or if I should just immediately like as soon as I can transition. But well, it's not really dragging it out. I'm just saying it because technically I could end the whole series without really giving that payoff until later. Kind of end it on like a cliffhanger of whether or not I get my certification and just transition the content. Or what I could do is I could just sit there and pretty much, hold on, let me turn on this TV real quick. Or what I could do is I could pretty much just sit there and kind of then what the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, sit there and like as I'm still currently learning web dev, like make a video on everything. And then when I get that certification, when I finish the barbershop website and get that first client, then I could possibly end it there. So it's like I'm having multiple, type of episodes that could personally pop up, which is probably the way that I'm thinking I'm gonna do it because I feel like doing this transition to like IT or this beautiful like pivot to IT is gonna be tough to like pull off because it's clear that a lot of people are more interested in the web dev stuff. But in the end, the point of this channel was never to do that. It was always to, just pursue what I wanted to be. And I built a channel from the ground up before. So for me, what I learned with a channel is honestly consistency. Number one, and that's just like truly number one. That's just how you will get anywhere when it comes to building a channel. But then number two, it's like obviously trying to be mix in a bit of entertainment there here and there, learn how to execute. And that's why I keep saying like all my videos, though the views aren't doing as well as they were before, sometimes the views or getting a high number in views isn't the right analytic to look at. Like that's why us YouTubers who can actually look at the analytics on the videos. For instance, like my 7,000 viewed video, that one performed well. It had a high CTR rate, but the watch time was low. But my video, which I posted that had about, I want to say 200 views, I think it was like 200 something views. That one had a way higher watch time, which granted some people could argue like, well, technically when you have a lot of people viewing your video, your like duration will drop. But the point is that even on like the lowest videos, you could see the best results there rather than seeing it in the larger videos where it would actually show that more people clicked off. Even though the views are big, more people clicked off. And even though you may have got subscribers from it, people didn't really care about the content. So that's where it's kind of like with YouTube, you kind of have to learn about your analytics and understand what is really happening and what is going on. So the last one, I guess so we have the software layer, the operating system, and then we have the hardware layer. And I guess they're technically counting this as a layer. He said it technically counts, which would be considered the user. So this is the user who interacts with the computer. I forgot I wanted to underline this real quick. So then now we're going to jump a bit and we're going to go user layer, I guess. Like, I don't know, what do I call that? But you're able to see. So with these last few videos, though the views have been way lower than normal, at the end of the day, it has more better analytics on it, meaning the videos are good. Now it just is coming down to YouTube pushing out my content. Because what I'm realizing is that YouTube pushed out my content way more previously than my 7,000 viewed video. And then it was kind of like after that, I feel like YouTube stopped pushing it out. But for a channel of 1,600 subscribers and getting even 200 views, that's pretty good because if you actually look up the analytics to a channel, I think what they say is that most YouTube channels average between 5 to 8% of their audience. But with me having 1,600 subscribers, like 1,600, 1,600 would be 16,000. I don't know why I said, wait, would that 1,600? Would that be 16,000? No, I think that's just 16,000. 1,600 would be 1,600, but some people might get that confused. But 1,600 subs, I think I'm averaging 15% to 10% of my audience, which is pretty good compared to the average. So I'm like, hey, that's pretty dope. So that's something to look at. So the last layer is a part of the system, but it's the user. The user layer is one of the most important layers that we'll learn about, which I'm assuming that reason why is because as a IT support or just anything in tech, your main focus is really what is the user's experience. And if the user is having trouble, then you as the tech personnel need to fix that. So I think that's pretty cool. But then also too, like there's apps, like, and this is what I always be telling people, like I be trying to put people on, but people just don't be wanting to get put on. That's why when people say like, oh, don't share what you know, it's like at the end of the day, if you share it, 9 times out of 10, nobody is going to do it because it's like, Nobody cares to like look into stuff like that, but they have apps. For instance, you have you have Coursera, which I think is Google's, but then you also have Allison, or yeah, is it Addison or Allison? I think it's Allison. There's other online apps as well, but Allison was a pretty good one that I was looking into, and literally you could look up anything down to parenting, to writing a book, to learning English, to learning Spanish, right? Learning a different language, to learning IT, to learning cybersecurity, and then to learning mental health, trying to become a therapist. Like they have so many courses on there that are for free that you could take, and it's not like actual certifications, but they teach you like really important things for that specific topic that you're looking for. And you could come out with just hella knowledge before even really trying to tackle a certification or a degree, and just like know stuff. They have havoc on there, so even though some jobs they want you to have like havoc experience, they might not take the certification that that website would give you. But shoot, teach yourself it and then go for the classes, so all you're doing is showing up for the classes and acing tests because you know how to do everything. You don't even gotta focus. So it's like I'm surprised people don't take that into account, that there's just so many free content out there that could teach you hella stuff, but nobody wants to take that. I'm telling you, man. That's why this whole channel is gonna just legitimately on live stream will always be me studying, and then my content is just bringing you down like what I studied stuff. Boom, here's like what I could do with it. So, when you step into the field of IT, you may have your hands full with technical aspects. Okay, understood. So, the most important parts, I'm going to highlight this. The most important part of IT is the human element. While we work with computers every day, it is the user interaction that makes up most of our jobs, responding to user emails and fixing computers, which I've already figured that is the case, right? Because if you are and just in anything, even if you're running the network, right? The point is that you're interacting with people who are realizing the network is down. So then now you got to start sitting there trying to calm people down who are probably hating you in the moment because they're like, "Can you please get this network up?" And even sometimes you could be the cause of the network going down. Depending on where you're working, it could be major that that network needs to hurry up and get the hell back on. And well, honestly, it's major no matter where you're working, but there's different situations where it could be like life or death. If you're working in like a nursing home or something and you have that network, brother, yo, you better fix that network because these people's lives are depending on this. Like, uh-uh. But no, yeah, so I would assume user experience is the most important. By the way, if you are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I will be hopping on every single day to study IT support. I really plan on making this a actual career, but I'm going to start with short-term goals because who knows, what if I end up changing my mind in the future, which I doubt because but my short-term goal right now is to go on live every single day until I get this IT support certification, which would ultimately give me a discount for the CompTIA A plus certification, which I would of course have to study first though. But I would have to study for it, do a couple practice tests, and then go for it, man. And it's gonna be super lit. I think I'm gonna ace it. Well, I think I'm gonna ace this. I'm gonna ace this IT support cert, and then I'm gonna hopefully be able to ace that CompTIA A plus. And if I need any more help, they do have a course at my computer science. I mean, at my community college nearby. So then that can also be very helpful if I can't pass my CompTIA A plus. So I wouldn't even be. I'm not even nervous about it. I'm very like I already know that I'm just gonna be doing big things here when it comes to this tech space, and I'm just happy that I opened myself up with web dev to have a side hustle whenever I'm ready to learn negotiations and sales. And that Allison app I was just talking about teaches that negotiations and sales and stuff like that, which is super lit. Trying to land clients, freelance work, it teaches stuff like that. And so I plan on taking those courses at some point. And because I already have the knowledge of making the type of websites that I want to make, and then at that point, I just gotta see if I can get people to pay for me to make them websites. And then lastly, too, with YouTube eventually being monetized, at some point, it's monetized in like the fan funding way, but not the ads way. That's another little side hustle that I'm trying to create. So it's pretty cool. It's not none of it is really active yet, but it's something working in behind the scenes. So when it pops off, y'all can't be surprised. I showed y'all everything I did, and that's probably the coolest thing about this too, is that I really just want to show people how I do it, so that when people, because we normally see people in certain positions and then we're like, damn, how did they get there? And then they probably only documented like a little bit of things. What I really want to see is the actual journey. And I feel like this whole channel is built on the actual journey, especially with the live streams. Because eventually too, like when I buy a phone and I plan on fixing it, repairing it, same thing with my computer, like I'm literally going to do all of it on live. And when I get knowledgeable to an extent, I could show y'all how I do it too. And it's like, I think that's going to be the coolest thing ever when we get down to that far. So definitely stick along this journey if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet. So you'll also learn how to apply your knowledge of how a computer works to real world issues that can sometimes seem random and obscure. We'll do this by learning how to utilize problem solving tactics to identify issues and solutions. Oh, he needs to calm down. What the hell? Wait, why did the video stop? Oh, because I paused it. Okay, I'm like, what the hell? So you'll also learn how to apply, so I already wrote that, knowledge of how computers work to fix real world issues that can sometimes seem random. And on also too, there's like this really nice channel that I've been looking into. Like I just can't wait to go down this path because I actually think this one is just really gonna be the path for me. But there's also this YouTube channel who specifically does like help desk issues, and he also does IT support tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, which technically tier 1 is help desk, but we can get into that discussion later. But he has a whole channel where he talks about the ticketing system, and he has people give him like fake tickets, of course, and or it could be real, maybe they really need help, and they'll pass in these tickets, and then he'll do an episode on off like on 3 of them, and he'll teach you how to solve each ticket. So I'm like, bruh, so not only am I going to be able to learn at my actual help desk job when I get one, and I could like look at what other people put in the ticketing system and take notes because I really just want to learn about tech. I can also find this dude on YouTube who really takes these real world problems and he gives you a solution every time. I'm like, that is just beautiful. I cannot wait to end up just full blown like start pursuing that, man. Truly, truly, truly. I think it would just be super dope. So random and obscure. Hold on real quick. Because I'm realizing too, like I kind of want the laptop to be in frame. So maybe if I put day 6 up here, probably better. Or because maybe it needs to be in the middle. Day 6. Does that look corny? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because I kind of want my laptop to be in view. Like the fact that I'm studying. Because I don't want it to just look like I'm just sitting here. So seem random and obscure. Forgot about that word. Obscure. Then we'll do this by learning how to utilize. So, damn, my thumb. See, my thumb hurts even doing this. Like, that's why I'm saying. I don't know if it's. I mean, maybe it could be a muscle pull, could be a sprain, like the urgent care lady said. But I really think she should have gave me an X-ray, cause it's not even funny. Also, too, you see how like quick I could throw my thumb down there? Like, look, like that. It oof is crazy. My hand shakes. My hand is shaking. Like I can barely even move it. So do this by learning how to utilize problem solving. Okay, there we go. I cannot believe I hurt my thumb. Like it really makes me sad because it's like there was a point where my thumb didn't hurt. And then it's like you take advantage or not take advantage, you take it for granted. And I know a lot of people say this even when they're sick. They'll be like, oh my gosh, when you take for granted that you can breathe through both nostrils. But it's the truth. It's like when you hurt yourself and you take advantage of the fact that like you used to not feel pain. Like I could probably hold this remote. Like I could hold it, but it hurts. And like I used to be able to hold this without feeling pain. And then it's like now you just feel hella pain every time you move your thumb. Bruh, I took my thumb for granted. I took it for granted. And the whole time too, when I was working at my job, I kept telling myself, like, listen, you shouldn't work hard. But then I was like, no, like work hard, you got this. Like just work hard, do whatever you gotta do. I don't care. Like just get the work done. I'm working fast, I'm doing everything. Boom, hurt my hand. I was like, wow, maybe when God said to work hard, he still wanted you to work safe. That was the problem. I was working too hard. But crazy. So there's a lot ahead. The next instructor you're going to meet is a friend of mine, Devin. Oh hi Devin. Wow. Let me play this video a little bit. What is Devin saying? All right, so he's saying, Devin, there's no better person to teach you about hardware or even show you this computer from its component parts. I'm actually gonna miss this guy. I've been seeing his face for a while. Like, I'm actually sad. I hope he comes back. No, I think that's actually it. Well, actually, no, I think he does say a little bit later, and he may teach like the final course. But now we're meeting someone new. His name is Kevin. This is making me want to cry. So let me go and see real quick. So we're gonna get into Kevin's advice for the world of IT. So this is his advice. I probably don't need to write any of this down, but who knows? Maybe he has some good advice. So let me just put on my paper here Kevin's advice. Is his name Kevin? Oh yeah, it is. I think. So we're gonna go Kevin's advice. Oh wait, no, I think Kevin is the first dude. I don't know. We'll see. Someone's giving me advice right now. And we gotta see if we gotta take this. Are we gonna take this or are we not? Make sure if y'all are here or new here, make sure y'all end up hitting that like button. Push this stream out to other people. That'd be pretty dope. Let's see. He says, I've worked with people who have history degrees. I work with people who have economic degrees. He's basically saying some people can come from completely different backgrounds that you wouldn't even expect them to be in this IT role. They're writing scripting, automating us on how we could process these credits for this client. I think people have a misconception that you have to have a traditional path in order to succeed in IT. Some people do. A lot of people do follow the traditional path, and a lot of people do succeed following that traditional path. But I think the benefit of IT is that in the end, people just want to know whether or not you can fix the problem. Understood? So make sure you have strong fundamentals, which is what I'm trying to do right now. I ain't playing. So we're going to put that as tip number 1, Kevin's advice. Strong. I wish y'all could see what the hell I'm like writing in my notebook. But strong fundamentals. Number 2, what else is Kevin saying? It says they do end up coming back. A lot of times people think that, like, I'm not going to worry about how to do. Okay, so basically, strong fundamentals is what he's saying. I don't need to understand the TCP model or the OSI model. That's like low level stuff. I can focus specifically on this one particular application or program they are going to be dealing with. There are instances where you will run into problems where having foundational knowledge will be very integral to solving the problem. Okay, so we got that. Oh, that was his only tip. His only tip was to just make sure you build on the fundamentals. Okay, got you, Kevin. Says as long as you're able to get to a point where you feel comfortable working with users, fixing their problems, and supporting them in the best way you can, you'll always be viable in the IT world. I actually like that. So he gave a little bit more. So be comfortable working with users. That's good. Because that's like one of the hardest things for me that kind of scares me when it does come to the tech world or the IT world is having to really, like he said, just be comfortable or having to talk to people. I know that I be yapping on live stream, but I'm just a yapper. When like if someone's in my face, I wouldn't talk. I'm very shy. I get so nervous. I'm one of those people that be like, yeah, okay. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's cool. Like, like I hate talking. But in a way, I guess when I'm on live and no one's really looking at me, I could just yap it up. But I mean, technically, y'all are looking at me, but just not in person. And then you'll always be viable. Okay, so always viable if you have these things. Perfect in the world of IT. But that's like my biggest fear, man, is interacting with people. And that's honestly the whole point of IT because you're always going to have to talk to people, whether it's your coworkers or whether it's maybe the boss or not boss, but maybe the supervisor, someone who's running it and, probably go into meetings for certain things. I know that when it comes to like, especially learning about hardware or if you're doing something like maintenance of a machine or whatever, like a technician, they like to sometimes send you to different states to like learn about certain equipment and how to fix it and understanding it and stuff. And it's like I get so nervous for stuff like that. Like I really gotta learn to just speak with my chest. That's like one of my things. Like I hate it. It's like I want to do it with somebody. And even if I just knew one person, like it would make it so much more easier. But I learned that I just kind of have to learn it myself and not be trying to, I guess, rely on people. I gotta rely on myself. So now we're going on to the next course. So we finished technically that was his advice. So should we count that? well, we finished, well, actually, you know what? Let's not count it. We finished 2 of them because today we finished the abstraction, we finished the computer architecture overview. Now we're reading an assignment specific. Oh no, they're giving me an assignment. Oh, what the hell? About my computer architecture overview. Yo, I'm scared. Hold on. Like, what? This is petrifying. I'm going to show you the screen real quick. I don't want to show the quiz necessarily, though. But literally, look at the screen. So we're getting into a computer architecture practice assignment. We just got through a couple of these. Look, y'all, we are so close to finishing this graded assignment. And then we're going to get into the hardware operating system. And then my favorite, we can get into this networking, y'all. And all of this is free, by the way. Like, they do want you to pay for it, y'all. But if you just end up going to it and you don't pay for it, obviously you go to the free part, you could, oh, you know what I realized? Upgrade to unlock module. So something that I'm thinking is maybe for me to take this assignment, so I think I'm scared for no reason. I think for me to take the graded assignment, I believe I need to pay. Right? Oh no, you can just start. You have 3 attempts. Oh, you get 3 attempts every 24 hours. Oh, so if I... What are they trying to do? They're like, yeah, you could get an F, but just come back after these 3 attempts and you could do it again and just get the answer. It's like, what? They better give you different questions up in there. But yeah, so here we are with the practice assignment. We have unlimited attempts though, and you get a grade. So it's like, technically, you don't have to be too scared, but let's do some help questions. True or false, the hexadecimal system is base 10 and uses the 09 letters AF. I don't even know. I do know base 10, I do know about 0 and 9, but I don't know if that is for the hexadecimal system. I'm not sure. Who cares? Honestly, this is a practice test. We're gonna go with true. Which of the following is a common method for troubleshooting? What the hell? These are not the stuff that they've been trying to get me through. They did not even mention troubleshooting hardware. What are they talking about? Checking for software updates, running a virus scan, inspecting physical connections to components, changing the operating system. Did they tell me this? Let me see. If I see troubleshooting anywhere on this paper, damn, I can't even hold this. I gotta hold it with my knuckle. I don't think this was something that they taught me. They're just giving me random questions. I'm gonna have to guess. Describe the role of the operating system in managing hardware. I mean, maybe they probably just kind of assumed that you're gonna do more stuff on your own. It says, what does the acronym BIOS stand for? Hold on, I remember writing this note. I remember writing this note. First of all, this is like stuff that he's told me dumb long ago. And I don't even think this is probably going to be the stuff that popped up on the quiz. But if so, I'm not positive. BIOS. Maybe I should do more studying before I start this quiz. But they definitely made it seem like it would have been knowledge that they told me in between, which we've been taking hella notes on, and I don't even have one note on that. And I know I'd be taking notes about everything, so there's just no way. Says, how can understanding the components of a computer help providing effective IT support? Which we do have an answer for that, which technically would be the knowledge that Kevin told me, which I didn't even write. To fix real-world related, so understanding components of a computer. I would assume, I feel like I already know that answer, which would just basically be understanding you said understanding the components, of a computer help in providing effective IT support. This is so that, oh no, this is about human interaction. So I think they're talking about this one. You have a strong grasp on major components of any operating system. Yeah, I'm not positive. I believe I can just kind of throw together an answer there and just get that half right, but the ones that are specifically an answer, I swear they did not tell me any of this. It says a common method for troubleshooting hardware issues. Don't think it's running a virus. It says checking of software updates. That could be something, but I don't know. Inspecting physical connections and oh wait, I'm stupid. That one was obvious. I was overthinking. Number 3, describe the role of operating system in managing hardware resources. So hardware, I guess all I could say is that hardware was created by many different, because thank goodness I wrote this in my notes, manufacturers. Oops, if I could spell. Okay, whatever, I don't even care. They're not, bruh. But I think I still am spelling it wrong. Manufacturers? Who knows? So hardware was created by many different manufacturers, and then what was the goal? The operating system allows them to be used. So operating system allows them to be used with our system regardless of where it came from. Okay, perfect. With our system regardless of where it came from. Why does that hurt my thumb? I don't even know how, because your thumb isn't even used. Number 4, what does BIOS mean? I don't know. They didn't teach me. Saying binary input output system. Oh, is that when they taught me that? For the binary conversion? If so, I definitely didn't write that down. I definitely didn't. Like, I just wouldn't have thought that was important. Oh, you know what, too? I feel like I 100% remember, but when I get this answer, I guess the only thing I could do is write it at the top of my paper here. I feel like I remember writing that. Whatever. So, binary integrated operating system. That sounds good. Basic integrated operating system? Binary input output system? Output sounds crazy, but could it be that? If it's for the binary, I don't know. We're guessing. Who cares? Because that one, I wouldn't be able to tell. Number 5 is how can understanding the components of a computer help providing effective IT support? I don't know if they're looking for a specific answer, because they're saying how can understanding the components of a computer help in providing effective IT support? Probably because you know what the hell it is. You know, if someone needs a specific thing, you know exactly what it is. Like, is that what they want? Let me see. It says in the next few lessons, you'll be able to understand all of the underlying components that make up an operating system. I think that would have to just be the answer. Well, let me come and switch back here, because I don't want to stay too much on that screen before they have a heart attack. I think that would have to be the answer. How could understanding the components of a computer help providing effective IT support? I would just have to say, because you will know what to do if a user has a real world issue. I think that's the best answer I could give. Let's see. Oh, I got it correct. Oh, the only thing I got wrong. Oh, damn, it was basic input output system. I knew it was input output system, but I did binary. It was basic. That's my fault. But now we do have that answer. I feel kind of prepared. I feel like I was too much overthinking, but they said that I got everything right except for the BIOS, which is upsetting, but that's okay. It says, good point. Understanding the components of a computer is crucial for IT support. Yeah, so they said that that's a good point. They said, well explained. Thank you. Let's start this assignment. I think I got this. Assignment, y'all. I just cannot show y'all what it is. So what does the hardware layer in a computer architecture include? So this includes the physical components of a computer. What are the 4 main layers of computer architecture? That should be hardware, operating system, software, user. What is the purpose of a software layer in a computer architecture? It operates and maintains and programs the computer. It allows humans to interact with computers. It might be that, or it allows hardware to communicate with the system. No, because what was the order? I think the operating system is what allows hardware. So I think it is the allowance of a human interaction, which I could check. This is the software layer. I can check that one out, is how humans interact with the computer. Okay, good. I didn't want to get that wrong, but I got that right. Hey, this is up. It says, what's a critical aspect of working as an IT support professional? Understanding how operating systems works, building computers, designing and creating complex programs. The human element, I believe, is what he said. And then we're going to submit this. Let's see. Did I get this right? Give me a 5 out of 5. Give me 100. Oh, it's reviewing dummy long. They're like, this girl is mental. Okay, let's see. Hey, I got 100 on this one. Okay, I'm happy. I overthought it. I was like, do I not know it? But I practically wrote everything down, so it was very easy for me to remember without even having to look over here. But It says to pass, you need at least an 80. That's crazy. So if I got three wrong, oh wait, that makes sense. Because if you get three wrong, that's less than because there's only four questions. Oh wait, not even. I mean, no, there is four questions. I thought there was five questions. So I guess you could have only got one wrong. If you got two wrong, that would have been a 50. That'd be crazy. But alright, so I got that. My grade is 100. I'm dummy happy. I learned what I needed to learn. So next, we're getting into the glossary terms from course 1 in module 1. Oh, okay. So because right now, I guess they're done teaching me. Right now, we're getting into the glossary terms for things. So making, taking these notes is probably going to be good. It's going to give me a lot of definitions, which I think I took notes for a lot of these. But honestly, making a glossary term isn't bad to do. So I think I'm going to take that, which I'm going to show y'all what this looks like as well, because I want y'all to see this. Because this looks beautiful. This could probably be very helpful for you too if you're learning IT support. But if you're not and you just wanted to see it, here you go. And then I think the next assignment is a 30-minute assignment, it says. It could be quicker, but who knows? It might be long. But how to count in binary, which I think I'm personally going to eat if they let me use a calculator. I can go crazy. But here are the terms that we got. We got abstraction, to take relatively complex system and simplify it. Algorithm. You got OSSI, which is the oldest encoding character. Our standard binary system, the communication of a computer with a numeral system, base 2. You got a byte, which is 8 bits. And then you got character encoding in general. So yeah, we're going to make sure we take a note of all of these, which is pretty good, man. And I can't believe we're coming to the end of module 1, y'all. I'm petrified. I feel like I might want to save that assignment for later, like the last one, because I got 3 chances and I don't know if I want to take it right now. I want to make sure that I go over everything that is going to be in this quiz, and then maybe I'll feel confident. But I think I've learned pretty much a lot. Like, I've learned a good amount. So right now I'm taking this definition. We kind of already took the definition to abstraction. But I just wanted to make sure that I have this here, because I think this, like, if I keep this glossary next to me, I feel like I could probably ace that module 1 test. And then imagine it's like proctored and they're like, you can't have nothing in the room. I'll be like, bruh, I started this for nothing. But even without my notebook, I think I could still 100% ace it. I think there just would be certain things that the notebook could help me on, or at least give me assurance in. So that's why I want to take notes on these topics. I keep forgetting y'all aren't over there when I move my screen here. Keep forgetting that. So then we got abstraction. Lastly, algorithm, which is a series of steps. And I learned about algorithm when it came to web dev. I kind of miss web dev. Like, even though it was annoying and like stressful, I remember I used to get so stressed when it came to web dev. I was like, I don't know if I could do coding. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I can't do coding for a career. I think even no matter how much I learn, even though I know most people just look up the answer or they use AI or whatever. For me, I've never been that type of person to like that. I wanna know it. And I think for you to like know it, it takes a lot from yourself. Or sometimes like there's even people who they use AI or they look it up so often to the point where they learn it. But for me, it's like I rather learn it not doing it that way, but then I think that's what hurts me in the end. Because if I just keep looking it up, at some point it's going to become a part of my knowledge that, okay, this is how you do it, you know? But instead, I'd rather sit there and struggle for 40 minutes until I figure it out and then clap for myself. While the next person already finished their damn project, but I'm clapping because I'm clapping because I ended up like doing it on my own. Well, they didn't, but at the end of the day, they finished. So I don't know. It's funny. It's funny. So ASCII represents English alphabet, digits, and punctuation. So we got to make sure we write that down. Which, like I said, I've already written these, but honestly, I think this is something. If they didn't do this, I probably would have done it myself, because taking notes of the definition of things or how to solve for certain things, which I know how to solve for binaries, so that's why I'm not gonna have too much of a note for that. Maybe I can put the numbers, but giving yourself like a formula sheet before any test, and the thing is that you can make up the formula sheet. Like, if you remember the formulas, because this is something I've been trying to tell somebody, because right now they're trying to take like this math test. that they're so afraid of. I'm like, yes, they won't let you come in with like a full paper of the formula. But if you can remember what the formula is, and as soon as you begin the test and on that paper, you write all those formulas down. Sorry, I keep forgetting y'all are up here. That's why I keep looking over there. But if you write all those formulas down and stuff like that, as soon as the test starts, you can't get in trouble for that because it came off of your memory. And then that could really be helpful. So like for me, my goal would probably be if I was taking a test like this and they didn't let me have my notes here, it would be to write down every definition of whatever I could remember. Obviously, you're not going to get it all down, but even sometimes it might even hit you in the middle of the test because you're like, damn, how do I solve this again? And then you're going to remember the formula. So it's like, write it down. That's like the best way to do it. But if someone told me that as my younger self, I think I would have done so much better in math class. But as my younger self, if they didn't give me a formula sheet, I didn't know what to do at all. Not even knowing that I could have made my own formula sheet. Wow, then. And honestly, too, I feel like teachers should have been a little bit more better at teaching when it came to that. It's like that should be like you should be teaching us better study habits. Like don't throw us to the wolves to study by ourselves. It's like teach us what a good study habit looks like. I did have a pretty good teacher that got to that point, but they weren't a math teacher though. I think it was probably like an English teacher. I forgot how or what her tips were, but she had some good tips. And then she was also good at being like an encouraging teacher. Like I've ran into teachers that were just not encouraging at all, as if like they wanted to hurt people's feelings. But then there was other teachers where it was like they really encouraged you, and it's like you have no idea where with that encouragement, how much that can make like a student want to do more or do better, even if they basically did nothing, you know. Because I remember there was like this one time this teacher they made me feel so good about my writing, because like I already had took like an English class for this college, so I got like an English credit for English 1. So everybody else was still taking English classes throughout the year while I didn't have to. So I was like, hey, that's what's up. But for my history class, it was like with this teacher, I forgot her name, but she was amazing. And when I had wrote this paper for her, I wrote it like I was in English class because that's the way I knew how to write a paper. It was just natural. And I gave it to her, and then she was like so shocked. Like she was, oh my goodness, like I didn't know that you like could write like this. And it's because I don't take an English class, so she didn't talk to anybody that like knew of me. So I was like, yeah, whatever. And it made me feel good, but I felt bad though because my friend, he was like, what? He was like, I wrote papers that were good too. And then she was just like, no, yeah, you wrote papers that were good, but like this is great. Like, and I was like, no, I'm like, don't do it like that though, because then that probably made him feel like crap. But no, yeah. And I knew I was good with my English, like, cause I had a teacher before that. Now I'm going down this whole teacher rabbit hole, but I guess I have plenty of stories to tell. But I had a teacher before that. Sorry, I'm taking a note on crypto, ography, which we're probably gonna jump back here anyway. But I had a teacher before that where basically, um, the like I don't even know what was her problem. I don't know what was her problem. I think she really just didn't like me for some reason. But she was like my English teacher, and I feel like she really wanted me to feel like I was dumb. I don't know why, but like her goal was always to be like if I passed, like let's say I did really good on assignment and I passed, I got like an A plus on it. She'll be like, "Oh, everyone who did this assignment, it's not going to be counted because everybody got a good grade." I'm like, because the answer is right there. Like nobody is cheating. So technically, yes, she would take it from everyone. But I bet you for the students that she liked, she probably still kept it in the system, which I think was corny. So I'm like, what the hell? And it would be every time I did good on an assignment. But then if I did something that was like partly good or it wasn't that good, whatever the hell, I don't know, she was just too much. She was too much. I could not stand that teacher. And then it would just be different things where I would be in class and then I would tell them, oh, or no, I'll be working with a group of people and I'm not really a talker, but the other group of people weren't talkers either. But then she'll sit there and be like, oh, specifically my group, and then she'll say my name. So it's like, not only was I sitting there with somebody else, but you said my name out of the group and be like, oh, Marzi's group, for instance, because, that's my YouTube name, but Marzi's group, doesn't want to, obviously doesn't want to talk. So what was your guys' answer? Like just trying to like throw a diss. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, you're a teacher. So then I would walk out of the class. And then like, but at that time I didn't know how to defend myself. Now I know how to defend myself. So like sometimes I'd be wishing like I could go back in time, but I used to be so afraid to like say something to these teachers. And then my father, who he ended up passing away, but when he was alive, he would also be like really defensive of me. So then that kind of gave me like a fear to like tell him. So I wouldn't even tell him that this teacher was like picking on me for no reason. I was in like 10th grade. So I'm like, what the like, bruh. So then I used to just walk out of the class, and then my last English teacher, which I didn't mess with them either, but they were nice. And honestly, I feel like for them, I was acting out because I was just mad that I got sent to that school. But then eventually, like, I started getting my life together and I stopped caring about being at that specific school. So I was like being, like, I was ready to be better. And then it's like this teacher is just like trying to push me down like I'm like nothing. I'm like, what the hell? I hated that teacher. I mean, I do pray for that teacher though. Like now that I'm older, I wonder, like how she's doing. I do pray for her, man, because she wasn't a bad teacher. I just don't know if she has some sort of bias against me. Maybe I don't know what it could have been, but she just didn't like me for some reason. Um, but I do pray for that teacher. I pray that teacher is doing well. Pray that she's still teaching or possibly even climbed up her way to different positions. Like I don't hold no hatred towards her, even though I keep saying I hated that teacher. But I mean, like in that moment, like she was really playing with me. But then after that, she wasn't a teacher no more. So I don't know where she went. She ended up like leaving, probably going somewhere completely different. But man, she was somebody else. We're taking another note on information technology, and we're almost at the end of this, so we can finally do our binary assignment, which I can't wait to get into. That's gonna be super fun. By the way, if you're new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I am going to be hopping on live every single day to eventually be able to to learn IT support and get this IT support certification. So definitely tune in, stay tuned every single day. It's gonna be super lit, and then specifically today, I'm gonna go for pretty long. I'm not sure when I plan on getting off. Maybe after I do the binary assignment, but that assignment is about, at least they said it's about 30 minutes, but they've been saying these other assignments are 10 minutes, and I finished it in like way less than that. So we honestly would just have to see how that goes. But man, that teacher was something else. And like I love people. Like I really wish the best for people. But I don't know what she was going through, especially to like pick on a kid in a way, you know? And I feel like it was just cuz I didn't talk. It was like she just cuz I used to just be very shy. So I wasn't really a talker, but it was like in any way, it was like she wanted me to like break out of my shell, but in a weird way she didn't, because it was like, why would I do that if you're talking like this or if you're acting like this? I wish I spoke more up to her. Then finally, the last time that I spoke up to her on something, because I'm like, this is no way that you keep just discrediting my assignments. She had like a good answer. It was like she wanted to go back and forth with me for no reason. I'm like, girl, I'm not about to sit here and argue with you. Like, like no, I don't know. Teachers be funny. But then after that, I never really had a bad experience because I was always a good student. Like that's why it bothered me with teachers like that. Because yes, when I first came to the school, I was annoyed that they even sent me to that school because I was the only person who was in like an honor rolled class that got sent to this crappy school. Which I wouldn't, now I like it, but it was crappy in the beginning because no one wanted to be there. And so I'm like, if y'all want to treat me like I'm a bad kid, then I'm gonna walk up in here and I'm gonna be a bad kid. So it wasn't like I was bad as in like I didn't want to do anything, but it just was like, I just didn't want to listen. I would probably walk out of a lot of classes, but I always made sure that my work was done. But I feel like I probably just was getting bad grades because my attendance would be bad because I would leave or I just wouldn't show up. But then when it finally came to like 10th grade year, that was when I got my act together. I think that was probably the most, actually no, I'm cap. I was gonna say I think the most I skipped was senior year or senior classes. But I know that when I was a sophomore, that was when I like really was trying to get my grades back together. And I was like, I can't believe I acted up, for the first year. It's like whatever. So then I tried getting everything together, and that was when I ran into her as a teacher. And then I had this weird like Spanish teacher. she would piss me off because like she was teaching Spanish too, and she would be like, "Oh, I'm like, I legitimately can't read what is on this paper." And then she'll just be like, "Oh, well, you have to use context clues. Like, you see the word is here, so then blah, blah, blah." I'm like, girl, I need to be able to read this. Like, there's no, she would give assignments to where it was like you needed to read it. And then I'm just thinking it's unfair because then you got kids who know Spanish up in this class. I'm sitting here struggling. Then they're like, "Oh, you have to speak in Spanish for a certain assignment." Hell no. I'm like, "Can y'all leave me alone?" And it wasn't like at that point I could have spoken Spanish because for some reason I'm really good at reading Spanish and understanding like the syllables. I don't know why. But for some reason, like she wanted me to do that. So at that point, I was being petty, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So I was literally supposed to fail that class, but hey, glory to God to COVID, which number one, it had like it was good because I didn't have to be in class, but it was sad because some people did end up passing away from that. But even to that, like I for that specific class, I got lucky because when COVID happened, they pretty much said that no one could fail because of, the trauma that people were going through. So I was like, hey, so I was supposed to get an F in that class, and she gave me the lowest grade that I could get. She gave me a D. I was like, yes, bro. Because I was so gonna fail that and have to retake it. And then I knew plenty of people like who were also gonna fail it and have to retake it, but then they did it. So I was like, yes, bro. I was so happy. I was so freaking happy. And then really when it came to 11th grade year, that was all online. So you can only imagine if I didn't get the answer, I just looked it up. But they didn't I wonder if they had ChatGPT at that time. They probably did, but I knew nothing about it. So I'm like sitting there really trying to like solve these questions or search it up on Google. The whole time I probably could have had like a literal, you know, I probably could have had somebody just give me the answer, but either way, I ate that year. My grades were all A's and B's, and then when it came to senior year, my grades were also all A's and B's as well. And senior year, we were actually in school, so I just took things a little bit more seriously. But I was skipping class a lot. But I don't think any of my teachers really cared about attendance. Like attendance wasn't a part of your grade. They just really cared about your work and stuff and like how your work was coming out. So like for instance, I always used to tell my friends, I'm like, listen, math is hard for me. So I'm like, for math, like I can't skip math class because then I won't know like what is going on. And my friends, they're obviously not caring because they're not caring about their grades. They're like, "Oh, bro, come on, like come with me, like, and we'll come back for later classes." I'm like, "No," because sometimes we would skip, and then we'll probably go to the park, get some pizza, and then we would like we'll leave, go to the park, get some pizza, like that was down the street, and then we'll come back for like the last two classes, and then go to class. It was like so strange. I was like, how do we skip a certain class to go leave and do our own thing to then just come back, go back inside, make sure we hit our last class. Or sometimes we'll like skip the whole day, but then we'll show up right at the end when everyone's leaving just to say bye to people and then leave again. I'm like, why the hell did we like we were so stupid, man, but it was so fun. Like I'm sure y'all could probably tell like based on the way that I'm smiling, man. Like we had so much fun. We had so much fun. Like I loved just being in and out. Obviously, if it was my kid though, I wouldn't want my kid skipping class. But granted, I kept my grades together. Like if my kids' grades were bad, I'll be like, oh hell no, like, you got to go to class. But if my kids' grades are fine, and they're just skipping, and then like we weren't bad kids either. It wasn't like we would skip and then we would go and like be wrecks. Like no, we just would skip to go and like chill and then just talk. Like we could have just done that in school, but we all didn't have like the same classes, so we would just all leave and just go eat. I'll probably buy all everybody food. Like it was so much fun, man. It was so much fun, and we'll all just be chilling, having a grand old time. And no, yeah. And then eventually it got to a point where I would invite them over to like my grandparents' house. And then we would just all play basketball there. Then we'll get like our bikes, get our skateboard. Like I used to be outside for senior year. And I know normally kids nowadays, they normally wouldn't hang out like that. But the way that we did it, man, like we made sure that we were like just chilling without having to be on our phones doing whatever, man. Like it was super fun moving like that. But right, so I finished taking my glossary notes. So now we can move on to the next one, which is how to count in binary. And I'm gonna pull out my calculator for this one. So if y'all end up chatting, my bad if I don't see it because I have to use my phone here for the calculator. If I could find it, find this calculator app. Okay, what the hell? I can never find this. Oh, right there. Right there, right there. So after this assignment, I'll probably end up hopping off here. But we're gonna get right into this. So let's start. Oh, I should have did a help me practice, but I got excited. So in this activity, oh, what the hell? Click the binary bits is okay, whatever. So let's go to number one. Oh, this is only a 3 question thing. So in this activity, you'll use the tool below to convert a decimal number into a binary form. Remember, in binary, the value is considered to be on when 1 is used, and okay, I already know this. So click, okay, blah, blah, blah. So to complete the quiz, you'll need 100% accuracy. If you choose to try the quiz again, make sure to click try again button before continuing. If not, the plugin will allow you to practice the quiz, but will not allow you to submit your grade. Oof. Then when you're done, make sure you have closed the full screen quiz and click submit. I think I should be good. Wait, but what did they want me to do? What is the question? Click the binary bits necessary to compute. There are 10 exercises to complete. For example, the picture below represents. Oh, there's 10. Bro, I don't even see a question. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I'm like, what the hell? That was strange. Okay, perfect. So now I see it. Let me go and do the math. So they want me to do 38. 38, 38. So that would be 32. That's 1. 32 plus 4, 5, 6. 32 plus 2 is 34. So we're going to do 34. I mean, what the hell? Hold on, because I need my calculator before I sit here and I start messing this up. So plus 4, that'll be 36. And then we need 38. So then we're going to do plus 2. Bruh, they're pissing me off. 36 plus 2. Obviously, I don't need that on a calculator, but we're going to do that. So that'll be 0, 0, 1. Yeah, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay, perfect. 62. So we can't do 64, but we could do 32. So we do 62 minus 32. We now have 30 left. So we could probably do minus 16, which would be 14, minus 8, which would be 6. Then you could do minus 4, which would be 2, and then minus 2. So that should be 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Perfect. On to the next one, we got 22. So we could do 22 minus 16, which would be 6. So then we would do 4 and then 2. Okay, we got that. So now 109. Sorry, y'all. We are converting binary numbers. This is kind of scary. We're going to do minus 64. And then we got 45, so we could do minus 32, which would leave 13. We go minus 8. I'm so scared. And then we could do minus 4. And then that'll be minus 1, so something like that. Okay. Imagine I'm doing this completely wrong. That would be insane. All right, so now we have 73 as the answer. So we're going to do 64. So 73 minus 64, that leaves 9. Then we're going to do 8, and then we're going to do 1. Perfection. 45 minus, not 62, because that's too high. So minus 32, which would be 13 minus 8 minus 4, and then 1. So 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay. That should be right. Then we got to do 100. Oh my gosh, my thumb hurts when I reach over like that. So then we got to do 100 minus 64. That's about 36. Then you can minus 32, which should leave about 4. So then we just click 4 on perfection. And then we got to do 48 minus 36, I believe. I mean, wait, no. Sorry. Oof, that would have messed me up. 48 minus 32. So that would be 16. And then, okay, so that'll be these two right here. So 32 and 1. I mean, 16. Then you gotta do 117 minus. I'm gonna show you all a little bit of the screen. Well, actually, I don't think I could because then technically I'm showing y'all the answer and then they might freak out with that. So never mind. So we're gonna go minus 64, which would be 53. Then minus 32, which would be 21. So then that's in minus 16, which would be 5. And then you click 4, and then you click 1. Perfection. And then last but not least, 63 minus 32. So then that's that. Oh my gosh, I almost reset the whole thing and that would have pissed me off. Minus 16 is 15. Then minus 8 is 7. And then 7, obviously, minus 4 would be 3. And then you do 2. Oh, wait, hold on, what? Oh, then 2, then 1. I believe, right? 2, then 1. I hope I got this right. I really don't want to recheck it because it's like, so 63 minus 32 minus 16 minus 8 minus 4 minus 2 minus 1 equals 0. Okay, so good. We got that. I mean, actually, that's probably the best way for me to do that is to pretty much do 100, like, minus everything and then see if I get it so that at least I don't have to, like, go too crazy. So 64 minus 32 minus 16. And then that'll be minus 4 minus 1. So we're just rechecking our work. That looks good. I'm sure 48 is fine. We can go to 100. I'm sure 100 is fine, but we can try it. Minus 64, minus 32, and then minus 4. Yep, 100 is good. We can go to 45. I think that's good. 73, I want to check that out again. 73 minus 64. Oh, wait, what the hell? Wait, no, yeah, 73 minus 64 equals 9. And then for 73, we did 8. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're good. For that, 109 minus 64 minus 32. By the way, if you're new here, we are doing binary numbers assessments, and we are doing certain. We're doing an assignment right now where I am using my calculator because I'm sure we're allowed to. All right, perfect. That's 0, 22. I'm confident in 62. Let's try that. Just in case. So 62 minus 32 minus 16 minus 8 minus 4 minus 2. Let's see. Okay, perfect. That one's good. And then we got 38 lastly. I think 38 is good. I think we're set. Let me check the chat real quick just in case of anyone messaged, which I doubt. All right, perfect. So let's check in these answers. Hey, I got them all correct. That's what's up. I actually was afraid that I was going to get one wrong somewhere. So that's pretty good. That is pretty good that I ended up getting that. So reviewing my submission, we got 100. Yes, ma'am. That is what I'm talking about. And then now this is the scary one. We have this last assignment that what I'm probably going to do on live right here is I'm just going to do a practice assignment first. I want to practice it first. And then I'm probably gonna do a couple practices before I take this one because I'm scared, man. Like I don't want to take it yet. So there's a bit is the smallest unit of data in a computer can represent two values, 0 and 1. I believe that's true. Yes. Which of the following best describes the function of a logic gate? It says store data to perform operations on binary inputs to display output on the screen to connect different hardware components. Ooh, actually, what is a good definition? To perform, because I don't think it's to store data. I know that it does have an output and an input, but to perform operations on binary inputs and then to display output being two different things is where I'm getting confused with that question. If they're physical electronic components, a program can buy them and plug them into a circuit board. The logic gates can be linked together to create complex electrical systems. Oh, so is it to connect different software components? Hardware components? Actually, maybe it's that one. I think that's actually what it is. Wow. Oh yeah, because I keep thinking that logic gates are not physical, but they are physical. Explain the significance of abstraction in computing and how it simplifies complex systems. So we just took a note of abstraction. So they're saying something about the significance. So they're saying what is the significance of abstraction in computing and how it simplifies complex systems. Oh, that's the definition, but they're wondering, explain that significance. Like, why is that important? Okay. I'm like, I was gonna write the definition, but that is the definition. So when we interact with our computers, we have abstraction. So abstraction hides the complexity by providing a common interface. So this is significant because it provides a common interface, which I believe is something like that's going to help us interact with it. It helps with the common interface. We don't need to know how it works underneath the hood. Might be complex, completely different essences of abstraction. Abstraction hides complexity, providing a common interface. Okay, so I guess that's just the answer. We use abstraction to fix, okay, like how blah blah blah. This concept of abstraction will be used throughout the entire course. Oh, I guess that's just the answer. So there's an IT role. Okay, that's just the answer. Never mind. I thought there was like more to it. So okay, next. Now we're going to number 4. What is the primary purpose of a network switch? They did not teach me that. This is straight up has to be a guess. Oh, like network switch? Have we even gotten to networks? To connect multiple devices with a network. I mean, that's the only thing I could think. Unless that's a router. To provide internet access to devices. Oh no, that's a router. To store data for backup, to encrypt data for security. I'm gonna have to go A. I don't know. They didn't teach me nothing about networks, but that's kind of cool because I want to learn about networks. So it's saying, how does understanding the concept of binary help in troubleshooting software issues? That's actually my question, my guy. Like, how? How does understanding binary conversion help with troubleshooting software? I mean, IT. Let's see. Being able to connect binary values to decimal values of characters will help you better understand IT infrastructure and computer networking. In this reading, you'll learn more about that. So then that would just be the answer. Helps you better understand IT infrastructure. If I can spell that. Structure. I don't care. Helps you better understand. Actually, let me erase that. So IT infrastructure, however you pronounce that, and computer networking, perfection. In this reading, you'll learn more about that. So they don't really teach us how that applies to IT, though. They just taught me how to do binaries. I think that's probably the answer. But it says help you in troubleshooting software. I don't think I've answered that correctly. It doesn't really, like, how, I don't know how that helps with software. Let me see. Oh, my thumb. That was the worst. Yeah, I don't really see anything. Oh, damn, my thumb, bro. I keep trying to grab it like regular. Yeah, I don't know. They're probably gonna have to give me that answer. Let's see. So coach is thinking he's gonna tell me. So we got correct number 1, incorrect for B. Also, it was B, to perform operations. Wait, what answer did I put? I put D. Oh, okay. I didn't know. So I guess that's something I gotta take a note of. That's good, actually. Let me try and put it here. Because I don't know, when they said something about it being physical and it being with the hardware, I thought it was like it connects different hardware components, but okay, I guess not. So I love how I was learning about logic gates and I got the wrong answer there, but that's okay. To perform, and I should have known operate. Oh, you know what, too? I think they did say this and I missed that. But you know what? It's okay because sometimes we learn based on getting an answer wrong. You just got to make sure that you understand it. So what's the next one? Correct, incorrect. This is partially correct. While abstraction does provide common interface, its significance lies in simplifying complex systems by hiding the underlying details. Oh, I think the question may have confused me there, but I'm still going to write it just in case. But I think the question may have confused me because I thought they told me that basically. So I thought they wanted to know like something else that they didn't say. I didn't know they wanted me to like get into that because technically in the question it talks about simplifying the complex system. So I didn't think they wanted me to get into detail about that, but okay. So it says by hiding the underlying details. So then that's good, and allowing users to interact with systems at a higher level. So that is good. With systems at a higher level, bam. And it says this makes it easier to manage and understand complexes. Okay. Sorry, y'all. By the way, we are trying to make sure that I'm prepared for this test that I got to take, which is actual graded test. I think you get 3 chances in a 24-hour period. So technically, I could just take it right now and see how I would do. But I really want to make sure that I'm like good for this quiz, which would be super lit, man. And then we got the number 4 correct, and we got number 5 correct. So that's good. Probably we could ask for some more questions or move forward. But how long have we been on live, real quick? I just wanted to see. I think we've been on live for about an hour. Are we going on to more? I'm not positive. I am not positive. Let me see. I think actually I might have to check it on my computer. I think it says we've been live for about. Damn, it's not showing me. What the hell? Oh, an hour. Oh, we're about to be on for 2 hours. Hey, that's what's up. But no, yeah, so we're coming more closer to the end, but I do like to do like a little bit of like a Q&A thing, or not really a Q&A, but more like I just come up with what I'm gonna talk about towards the end. If y'all have any questions, y'all can definitely ask away. But what I wanted to talk about for one is study burnout and staying motivated, because I think with this title, I do have it as like considered burnout, but it's like I feel like when it comes to like learning anything, you kind of always run into some sort of burnout, because the goal is like you really want to learn something and you want to learn it just so bad, but then it's like eventually life just starts lifing, and then it gets really difficult to stay in, you know, fighting. It's like you're fighting the burnout. You don't want to be burnt out. You just want to be learning what you're trying to learn. And I feel like it definitely does get pretty tough when you are just starting around and just starting to like study and really just get into it and get into those things and staying motivated, right? That's a tough thing as well. Which is why I think the best thing to always do when you feel like being motivated or not being able to stay disciplined, the best thing to do is to really like, for one, you got to really push through it, but also try to reset focus. Like I do have a video coming out today or tomorrow that is going to be talking about me like kind of resetting my day to day, resetting my life, coming up with a better schedule. I even have like my notes right here for Sunday, like what I got to do, which is shopping, laundry, chores. And I put relax on there because relaxing is probably one of the toughest things for me, is I always feel like I got to be working or doing something that feels like it's building something. So like for instance, I know YouTube videos, I don't really get paid from it just yet. And even if I did, I wouldn't get paid as much because you need like hella views, right? But for me, it still feels like voluntary work, because it's a lot of time that I have to put into it. And it's also something that I would hope one day would possibly become a little side hustle, right? Like that would be pretty dope if I could make $100, $200 off of YouTube off of content, right? I think that would be just amazing. But in that sense, when I'm working towards the content, trying to come up with different ideas, come up with different things to keep it engaging for the videos, editing is a long process. Like y'all might see a 5-minute video, but that was a 20-minute video that I had to cut down into 5 minutes. And then I had to sit there and add all these other cuts with these noises. And I'm also trying to like learn, because I'm not the best editor, right? People don't just pop out one day and they just know how to edit. This is the best place to really practice is YouTube and making videos. So really, for me, a lot of my like things that I've been trying to learn on the side, because editing is one of them too. Videography, filming, trying to capture, certain things in a cinematic way. Eventually, I plan on getting a camera. Y'all don't understand how all these things are. For one, they're skills that I would love to document on this YouTube channel. But then two, it takes practice, it takes consistency, and it takes wanting to be better and desiring to be better there for you to get better. Like for instance, something I always talk about is I was really working on my CTR rate. My CTR rate used to always be very low, probably like less than 5%. And I think the best is 5% and up, like 5 to 10% or even more, right? but you really want to be above that 5%, and I used to struggle to get there. But then I just started doing a bunch of research on like how to make your thumbnails look good, doing this, doing that. I'm not saying the thumbnails are the best, but that based on me trying to configure it and figure it out and see how can I make this thumbnail, my CTR rate started getting way higher. The same thing with the average view duration. I learned you need to emotionally connect with the viewer, but then you also need to make sure that it's visually captivating when it comes to a YouTube video, and those things are all about learning. So not only am I learning about like YouTube content, I'm learning about how to film. I'm learning about certain setups. I'm learning about certain overlays. Like for live streams, this obviously isn't the best. Could probably be better, but at least I've learned how to, really connect this, make this look nice, and I could film off my phone while y'all see it, while it's on my laptop. Like that's still a crazy thing to me, and these are things that I'm learning now that can definitely be perfect, like so used in the future. You never know like what people need help with, whether or not you could do it for a charge. Like what if someone really wants to get into streaming and I'm like, bro, I could show you. I probably wouldn't charge them because it's like that's never that deep. But you see how when you know things though, you could do it for a price. If you learned how to film for yourself, someone might want you to film for them. And then that could become something. Or if you learned how to edit for yourself, you can now edit for others and get paid pretty good for that if you know those type of things. So for me, I'm like always trying to use different ways to build different skills, which is why it makes it so hard for me to like relax and just chill. Because I'm always thinking about how something I'm doing could be used for something greater in the future, which I think is honestly one of the best mindsets we could have as people, but also too, these are great hobbies, right? I love filming. I know I will always do YouTube forever, whether it blows up or not. Like YouTube is just super fun to me. A place to express, a place to have a community, a place to just chill and hang out with others. And I know as of right now, my main people aren't really here as of right now, but who knows? Someone might end up watching this afterwards or just seeing this right now, man. And I just think it's just super dope. But staying, motivated and staying disciplined, like discipline is really key when it comes to either content creation or learning something or just in anything in life, wanting to be better in a certain area. Discipline, consistency, motivation. You got to learn how to self motivate. And I feel like the best thing to really get yourself back up to being disciplined again is to reset your day, start everything all over, clean everything, make sure everything is just done so you have no worries. And yeah, you just start feeling so much more better. And I'm just so happy that I was able to, really push through that, honestly, and I just cannot wait to continue down this path to hopefully land one of my first jobs, which will hopefully be a help desk position. I know I gotta put in my work there, gotta just talk to people. It's kind of like customer service and then fixing what they need, which is the scariest thing for me, but I know that that's gonna have to be the first goal there. And you already know a bunch of my tech goals, certifications. I do want to talk about my dream setup one day. I got a lot of topics to talk to y'all about when it comes to my next live stream. We've been live for about 2 hours. Hope y'all ended up enjoying this one. If you are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. I will be going live every single day trying to pursue IT and getting this certification. And even if you're someone who isn't focused on getting a certification or learning, I feel like this is still a pretty good channel to be at, because the goal of this channel is to really just learn anything or become something more and document it all. I recently have documented this whole web dev series for almost 200 and something days. So going down that path, about to be like 7 months, or yeah, about to be 7 months on the 8th, I believe, or the 7th. So that's going to be pretty lit. And I've been documenting that whole journey. And then now I'm restarting or pivoting to IT. And I plan to document this whole journey. And then I'm going to pivot to something else. And it could be anything crazy like writing a book, or could be me wanting to take boxing classes, right? But the goal is to just document something from day one, because I think this is one of the best ideas. And I think the more that people find this channel, the better it will just be. Because how many times have you sat there and thought, damn, that boxer, or damn, that person was really good at soccer, damn, that person that, is really good at videography. Where did they start? How did they get there? And then they might tell you with their words, but my goal is to show you through videos, show you through my live streams, show you through my YouTube content. I want to be able to show y'all that, like, yeah, like when I get there, and let's say I do become this network engineer, or let's say, a bunch of other things just ended up happening, I could be like, look back at my live stream from day one. I documented this whole way to get here. So y'all could actually see every step that I took. Y'all could see my mindset and every way that I moved. And it wouldn't just be a story. It's like a video series that will always live forever when I get to where I want to get to. With the web dev thing, my goal is to get my first paying client and continue to get paying clients. So that series is almost over, which is why I'm starting this here, because I already have in mind who my first paying client is going to be. And then I just want to get that certification just to end that off in the right way. But then, boom, I got to make web dev into a side hustle. I proved to y'all that me putting in that work in web dev and for what I wanted it to be, it's going to end up becoming that. And then, boom, I get to transition to this, and then we get to see where this is going to take me, whether this takes me to getting all these certifications, landing a help desk position, or getting these certifications, landing a network position. But that would honestly be the goal for this whole thing. And then, same thing with like, if I decided to pursue boxing, who knows? What if I would want to do, what if one of my goals is to have one professional fight just for fun, like just as a goal at some point when I decided to start documenting the boxing series? It doesn't need to go on forever. It just is something that I get to show you from day one how I got there to the now doing it. And I think it's just one of the best ideas. You said I feel like you're a motivational speaker. Thank you, man. But you know what's crazy is I really don't like I can't talk. If you put me in front of like a stage or put me even in front of one person and I don't know you, I literally cannot talk. I could just only do it through like YouTube content. But man, just I really see big things for this channel, and I just can't wait to continue to pursue it, because the more that I pursue it, the more that I show y'all what I mean, show y'all what my goals are, and me actually achieving it and then doing it again for something else. And then it might take it like 3 tries, I feel like, before this channel becomes popping, where people are like, oh shoot, this is actually someone who puts in the work to try and get somewhere. And they proved it 3 times with web dev, with networking, and then with whatever my third thing is. And then, I think that would just be, it would be super sick. It would just be so sick. I cannot wait for this channel to continue to grow and just, do big things. But I am going to end up ending this. I do believe I should get my JavaScript certification by next week. I'll say by next week. I think I could, depending on how much time I have. He said, anyways, you're always motivating me. Thanks. Hey, that's what's up. That is what's up. Hey, but then that's good. Maybe I could be like a motivational speaker. But that's super dope. I'm glad that my words actually are hitting somebody. Even if it's one person, I think that's amazing. And so that definitely thank you for that, because, I just be hoping that like I could be motivating people or inspiring people, but you know, I think that's super dope, man. Thank you. But what was I just getting to? I forgot what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying. I think I just getting back into the fact that I think this channel can do big things. I forgot, I forgot where I was going. My memory is so trash, but it's all right. We are coming. Oh, there we go. I was saying that I'm gonna finish this JavaScript certification hopefully by next week. As of right now, I have one more course. I'm almost done with it, or I didn't start it, but I'm gonna be done with it by today. I already know. And then I got 5 projects to do, which hopefully I can try and get done throughout this week. If not this week, then it would be next week. So then I get to end that series. And then for my barbershop website episodes, I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I plan on just finishing it and releasing the last episode. So that might be, who knows, really, maybe next week as well. But that one might end up coming out first before the JavaScript video. And then my last video would be me getting my first client, which is just gonna be super dope, man. Cause then that could really just end the series right there. I just don't know when that video is coming out yet, but that would just completely end the series right there, done. Cause what I'm thinking about this week is that when I make the new projects, I'm thinking about making those into videos. So I could be like, I built this. I don't know what they want me to build. They want me to build something weird like this checkered system thing. I could be like, oh, I built this checkered system, whatever. And so I show y'all that project throughout this week, which I think would be super fun content ideas. But then when I'm done with that, man, I get my certification, bro. It's gonna be super lit. I can't wait, because that's something I've been telling y'all I'm gonna get, and I have to get it. So, hey, Mario, I'm gonna end this right here. Hope y'all enjoyed. Catch y'all in the next one. Tune in tomorrow's live. I'm not sure what time it would be. Probably the same time as this, 1 p.m. to 3. Tune in tomorrow. And yeah, deuces. Love y'all. Y'all have been amazing. And Oh my goodness, I love streaming. I love talking with y'all. Deuces.